Below is a list of all countries in Africa in order of geographical area. Algeria is the largest country in Africa and the Arab world since the division of Sudan in 2011. Seychelles is the smallest country in Africa in general, with Gambia being the smallest country in continental Africa. Africa rank countries. Area notes 1 Algeria 2,381,741 square kilometers, 919,595 square miles. Largest country in the Arab world and the 10th largest country in the world. 2 Democratic Republic of Congo 2,345,409 square kilometers, 905,567 square miles. 3 Sudan 1,861,484 square kilometers, 718,723 square miles, with an area of 2,505,813 square kilometers. Sudan was previously the largest country in Africa until South Sudan formally separated from North Sudan in 2011 for Libya, 1,759,540 square kilometers, 679,362 square miles. 5 Chad 1,284,000 K Ninod 2, 495,755 square miles. Africa's largest landlocked country. 6 Niger 1,200,67,000 Kilom 2, 489,191 square miles. 7 Angola 1,200,47,000 Kilom 2, 481,469 square miles, including the enclave of Cabinda. Angola is the largest country in Africa that is completely in the southern hemisphere, and the 4th largest country in the world completely in the southern hemisphere. 8 Mali 1,240,192 square kilometers, 478,841 square miles. 9 South Africa 1,221,037 Kilom 2, 471,445 square miles, including the Prince Edward Islands. South Africa is the 2nd largest country in Africa that is completely in the southern hemisphere, and the 5th largest country in the world is completely in the southern hemisphere. 10 Ethiopia 1,104,300 square kilometers, 426,373 square miles. Largest landlocked country by population in Africa and the world. 11 Mauritania 1,030,700 square kilometers, 397,955 square miles. 12 Egypt 1,000,1449 square kilometers, 386,662 square miles. 1,010,408 kilometers. 2 390,121 square miles, by including the Sinai region, which is geographically part of Western Asia. 13 Tanzania 945,203 square kilometers, 364,945 square miles, including the Zanzibar archipelago. Largest Swahili-speaking country in Africa and the world. Largest bodies of water, including lakes and rivers in Africa. Largest number of lions in the world. 14 Nigeria 923,768 square kilometers, 356,669 square miles. Largest country in Africa in terms of population. 15 Namibia 825,418 square kilometers, 318,696 square miles. 16 Mozambique 801,590 square kilometers, 309,496 square miles. 17 Zambia 752,614 square kilometers, 295,86 square miles. 18 Morocco 710,850 square kilometers, 274,461 square miles. 19 South Sudan 644,329 square kilometers, 248,777 square miles. 20 Somalia 637,657 square kilometers, 246,201 square miles, including Somaliland. 21 Central African Republic 622,984 square kilometers, 245,035 square miles, excluding the disputed islands of Basas of India, Europe Island, Glorious Islands, and Juan de Nova Island, currently administered by France. Madagascar is the largest island country in Africa. 22 Madagascar 587,041 Kilom 2, 226,658 square miles. 23 Botswana 581,726 square kilometers, 224,606 square miles. 24. Kenya, 580,367 square kilometers, 224,081 sq mi. 25. Cameroon, 475,442 square kilometers, 183,569 square miles. 26. Zimbabwe, 390,757 square kilometers, 150,872 square miles. 27. Congo, 342,000 kilometer 2, 132,047 sq mi. 28. Ivory Coast, 322,460 square kilometers, 124,503 square miles. 29. Burkina Faso, 274,000 2, 105,792 square miles. 30. Cape Coast, 267,668 square kilometers, 103,347 square miles. 31. Guinea, 245,857 square kilometers, 94,926 square miles. 32. Gusto, 238,534 square kilometers, 92,098 sq mi. 33. Uganda, 241,037 km 2, 93,065 sq mi. Second largest landlocked African country in population, more than 46 million people, after Ethiopia. 34. Senegal, 196,723 square kilometers, 75,955 square miles. 35. Tunisia, 163,610 square kilometers, 63,170 square miles. 36. Malawi, 118,484 square kilometers, 45,747 square miles. 37. Eritrea, 117,600 square kilometers, 45,406 square miles. 38. Benin, 112,622 square kilometers, 43,484 square miles. 39. Liberia, 111,369 square kilometers, 43,000 sq mi. 40. Sierra Leone, 71,740 square kilometers, 27,699 square miles. 41. Togo, 56,785 square kilometers, 21,925 square miles. 42. Guinea-Bissau, 36,125 square kilometers, 13,948 square miles. 43. Lesotho, 3,355 square kilometers, 11,720 square miles. 44. Equatorial Guinea, 28,051 km 2, 10,831 square miles. 45. Burundi, 27,830 square kilometers, 10,745 square miles. 46. Rwanda, 26,798 square kilometers, 10,347 square miles. 47. Djibouti, 23,200 square kilometers, 8,958 square miles. 48. Eswatini, 17,364 square kilometers, 6,704 square miles, smallest landlocked country in Africa by area and population. 49. Gambia, 10,380 square kilometers, 4,008 sq mi, the smallest country in mainland Africa. 50. Spain, 7,524 square kilometers, 2,905 square miles, 505,994 kilometers, 2 by including peninsular Spain and the Balearic Islands, which are geographically part of Europe. 51. Cape Verde, 4,033 km 2, 1,557 square miles. 52. Comoros, 2,235 square kilometers, 863 square miles, 1,862 kilometers 2, excluding the disputed islands of the Glorious Islands and Mayotte, currently administered by France. 53. Mauritius, 2,040 km 2, 788 square miles, including Agalega, Rodriguez, and Sombrandon, excluding the disputed islands of the Chagos Archipelago and Tromelin Island, currently administered by the United Kingdom and France, respectively. 54. São Tomé and Príncipe, 964 square kilometers, 372 square miles. 55. Seychelles, 451 square kilometers, 174 square miles. Total 33,65,000 Cayenne 2, 11,723,992 square miles.